From Flushing, Queens, baseball from the home of the Mets, Citi Field. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Mets. It's Mets baseball on the show. Next. Matt Harvey, a native of Connecticut, will be doing the pitching in this one. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, Matt, when he seems to get in trouble, that's when he bears down. He's actually got a lower batting average against with runners in scoring position. That tells you a lot about what type of competitor he is.
Scooter Gennett heads for the batter's box, and we are just about ready for some evening baseball.
Second baseman, number 2.
Underway now on a Friday night as the first pitch of our series misses for ball 1. EK, these Mets, as they enter play here tonight, they've been mired in a team-wide slump of late, as with the loss last time out, they've now dropped 8 of their last 9 decisions.
And the silver lining to that is that they do have their ace going here tonight. He's what folks used to call the stopper, the guy you turn to when you needed to break a losing streak. So it's all on his shoulders here tonight.
Bounce down the third baseline. 1 away. And a look now at the batting order for the visiting Milwaukee Brewers. Eric, who should we keep an eye on?
Well, Matt, you got to love what Jonathan Lucroy does for this offense. He does a lot of things right at the plate. He takes the simple approach, and it tends to pay off.
Jonathan Lucroy will stride in now, back in the lineup after being limited to pinch hit duties in yesterday's ball game. Harvey's ready. Here's the first pitch. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1.
Well, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
And that's in there as well. 0-2. Way outside. 1-2. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
And Fillmore usually gets high praise from most people for his command of the zone. He will occasionally give the pitcher just a little extra off the plate if he spots it well, though.
And now a slider in there for a called third strike, and there are 2 gone now. And with a quick breather here, let's take a look at the defense for the New York Mets. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, Asdrubal Cabrera is a show-stopping, acrobatic shortstop that dazzles fans with incredible plays on a regular basis. Look out for him to make some great plays on defense in this one.
Ryan Braun will stand in, and he was among the many who failed to record a base hit in the loss yesterday.
Well, when you're hitting under 200 for the season, games like yesterday are going to happen on a regular basis.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
Well, that two-seam fastball ran a little too much off the plate, but now that sets him up to work with something away and maybe even an off-speed pitch.
That's a ball.
Just missing here. 2-0. You still come after him now on 2-0?
I think you have to be a little careful, but yeah, I don't think you can just give up on him.
2 out, nobody on. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
And even on 3-0, it's no given that he's going to be taken up there. We've seen him go after pitches in this spot before. He's not going to hold back.
And that misses as well. Ball 4, so it's a 4-pitch walk here.
Yeah, that's pretty clearly a pitch around. They didn't want any part of him. With the bases empty and 2 outs, a walk's not the worst thing in the world.
Chris Carter will get his first opportunity now. 14 home runs to his credit so far this year. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Out in front of it, strike 1. Harvey over to first, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. A runner on first with 2 away. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
Well, that's a good thing that pitch was above the strike zone, because a few inches lower and that ball's right in his wheelhouse.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. The 2-1 pitch is a slider taken for a called strike 2. Here's a look over to first, and a dive, but he's back in. He's set. Here's the 2-2. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
And you know what? That's not a big breaking ball coming up high and tight. That's going to get your attention a little.
2 out with the man at first. Now he tries to hold back on the swing, and the home plate umpire says he did so successfully. It's ball 4.
That's the second walk he's allowed here in the first inning. And I have a feeling if you ask his manager, he's going to say that that's way too many already.
Neuenhuis will come forward now, back in the lineup here after getting yesterday afternoon off. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
And you know, all you have to do is point back to yesterday's ball game. This was part of their downfall, hitting with runners in scoring position. They just couldn't sustain any kind of offense. So this would be a big boost if he could turn the tide a little bit here and come through big.
Up top, it's 2-0.
He's still got a couple pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. You got to take a step back, take a deep breath, and get back in the zone.
Trying to escape unscathed here in the first. Nope. 3-0. The alarm bells are ringing now.
They're getting louder and louder, too.
2 down, runners at first and second. And he gets the call there, 3-1.
That might take the anxiety away for the moment, but he's going to need a couple more here to prove to himself that he's not losing it.
Here's the 3-1. And it's full now, 3-2. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Ready to deliver the full count pitch. And that misses. Ball 4, and he's going to need to settle down in a hurry now because he's in a peck of trouble.
You can't fault the pitch selection or the location there. It's well placed. Maybe just a hair off the outside corner. But 3-2, that's where you want to be.
Aaron Hill will stride forward now, looking to keep that hit streak alive. Currently at 6 games entering play. Here's the first pitch to him. And the 34-year-old veteran looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
And that's what he needed here with 2 outs. He couldn't afford to fall behind another guy here in the inning, so that's a good job to jump in that driver's seat with strike 1.
Called called strike 0-2.
Well, this would be a big break for him here in the first inning if he can get out of this.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a good spot for that fastball on 0-2. That couldn't have been an easy take.
Bases are loaded here, 2 down. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Brewers leave them loaded. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Matt Garza, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. Eric, any thoughts?
Well, guys, his batting average against this year is under 250. He's really had his way with the offense.
David Wright will stand in to start things out, with his guys pretty fortunate to get out of that last half inning with the game still scoreless.
Yeah, they were able to dodge a bases-loaded situation. That could have gotten out of hand quickly, so maybe they can calm their guy down a bit by getting a couple runs here.
Too high, 1-0. And EK, as we take a look at the Brewers entering play here tonight, they come in looking to turn things around as they've dropped 2 straight.
And I think it's just going to be a matter of putting yesterday behind you. It wasn't their finest performance of the year, that's for sure, but they're capable of playing much better ball, and I think we'll see a sharper focus here on this one.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
That's what you have to do against a big sweeping slider like that. It starts in the zone and is probably going to finish out of the zone, so that's a good job just to lay off.
Chopped weakly to the left. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And they'll wind up with no play here as he reaches first safely.
Batting second baseman
Neil Walker will get his first shot at it here. 1 for 4 with a double in the ball game last night.
Yeah, that was a good one for him, and he needed it because, as you can see, his batting average on the year ain't pretty.
And this misses outside and a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. And, looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1.
Yeah, that finds a zone, but some of these pitches are getting a little too much elevation. That could come back to bite him.
And he pumps the fastball by him here, 1-2 now.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball, 93, 94. And that's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. And a swing and a miss as Walker is down on strikes for the first out. Time now to take a look at Terry Collins' Mets starting lineup in this one. Who are you focused on, EK?
Yeah, you know, I love what the Grandy man, Curtis Granderson, does for this ball club. He comes into this one as Mr. Clutch in this lineup, carrying a batting average with runners in scoring position over 350. That's pretty reliable, so he could definitely be an impact player in this game.
Before the first pitch, a check at first, but the runner's back easily.
Simple throw over there.
He's set. Here it comes. Popped high in the air. Hill is over. 2 down. And with that, let's take a look at the Brewers defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, this is one of the better defenses in all of the league. Very few clubs commit fewer errors than this one. I expect them to be sound in this game.
Lucas Duda will stand in. He comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game.
Well, that was a rough one yesterday, but he's still hitting over 300 in his last 10 games.
First delivery to him on the way. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. A runner on first with 2 away. Not close. It's 2-0.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
Outside and low, 3-0.
And he's got to be up there thinking, come on already. Give me something to hit.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. A good pass at that ball, just a little late, and now the count's full. Ready now with the payoff pitch. And this pitch misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
Oh, you know he wanted that one. Now the inning will continue, and the guy moves up into scoring position here.
Michael Conforto will stand in now, still struggling to get anything going offensively.
Well, he's been scuffling through this year, but over the last 10 games he's been good, hitting over 350.
From the stretch. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Pitch in the dirt, and that scoots right on by. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
Yeah, and that's always the danger when you're working that off-speed stuff down with 2 men on base. Once the catcher can't get a handle on it, both guys are often moving. They're going to move up to second and third now on what will be scored a wild pitch.
Two and 0 count. Here it comes. There's a strike. It's 2-1.
One strike.
Runners at second and third with 2 gone. And that's upstairs, running the count to 3-1.
And not only was that way high, but you've got to be careful not to airmail one over your catcher's head.
Grounded back up the middle. And this goes right past him. Oh, my. That might plate 2. They'll cash in here as the run is in to score from third. Throws there, and he is meat at home plate. Mets forced to settle for 1 here in the inning. We move ahead to the top of the second now. It's the Mets 1 and the Brewers nothing. Domingo Santana will stand in, and he wasn't much of a factor yesterday as he took an 0 for 4 in the loss.
Well, guys, he's really been scuffling lately, hitting under 250 over his last 10 games. So he's going to be looking to turn this thing around sometime soon.
Second inning starts with a fastball that misses. It's 1-0. In for a strike. It's 1-1.
Corner paint right there, 97 miles an hour. What are you going to do with that?
Harvey sets his sights, ready with the 1-1 pitch. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Too high that time, and it's 3-1. Yadier Rivera is on deck. Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. And the count will be full. Well, unfortunately, it appears he's going to be forced out of the game with what looks like a lower right arm injury. And it could be a number of issues, of course, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. Zach Wheeler will be summoned now to take over following the injury.
Zach Wheeler.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
And you have to figure he didn't think he'd be seeing any action this early on, but he's going to need to hold down the fort for a while here now that their starter's already out of the ball game.
Yadier Rivera will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest.
When you're hitting under 200 on the season, you've got to come up with a good performance every once in a while, and yesterday was one of those.
A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. We're in the second. 1-0 Mets early on. And looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside. 1-1.
That thing's coming in there.
Swing and a liner, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit.
Oh, that's just a nice play out there in the corner. You know, with most guys, this is a sure double. But he might even have hit this ball a little too hard because they can get it back into the infield quickly, and that's going to hold him to just a single.
Standing in now, Matt Garza. And they'll try and play for 1 here as he gets this one down. Underhanded flip, only plays to first, so the pitcher does his job as it's a successful sacrifice.
Yeah, this early in the game, to me, this is the right decision. You give that guy at the top of your lineup a chance to drive in a run with a simple base hit.
Here's the second baseman, Scooter Gennett, as he'll take a look at ball 1. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
Yeah, he's got an open base here. Looks like he's going to use it.
The 2-0 pitch. That one's more like it, he says. Back to 2-1 now.
And at the plate, if you've got an umpire helping you out, no reason to go after a borderline pitch on 2-0.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Fastball is outside. It's full now, 3-2. Jonathan Lucroy would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Count is full. Here's the pitch. Might have jammed him a little there, as this is softly hit and foul off to the left. Full count here. Here comes the pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Cespedes is after it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Milwaukee leaves one. They trail this one 1-0. Travis d'Arnaud will stand in, hoping for a reversal of fortune here, as he's seen that average drop precipitously these past 10 ball games. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
It looked like he was going to try to go the other way with that thing, but a wise idea there to try to hold up.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
2 times here they've gone away, both pretty easy takes. And as a hitter, now I'm thinking it might be time they try to bust something inside.
Three and 0 now.
And even though that's not intentional, as a hitter, you still hate to see that ball up around your eyes.
And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
That probably should have been a strike, but 3-0, sometimes you don't get that call. He puts a man on here on the 4-pitch walk.
Curtis Granderson gets his first shot here with a man on following the leadoff walk.
And you know, guys, we talk about it all the time. Leadoff walks are so dangerous, and we'll see if they can take advantage of this one.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. A cold strike to the 35-year-old veteran. 0-1.
And that's what he needed to do after the 4-pitch walk. Come right back and get ahead versus the next guy.
Nobody out, runner on first. Runner goes for second. Pitch swung on and missed. The throw right on the money, and he's cut down trying to take second base.
Well, that was kind of surprising to see him stealing anyway. It didn't really look like he had a great lead at all, and they throw him out by a country mile.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
And that's the right spot for that slider. Really try hard to tie him up inside. And that's a good job to lay off, too.
Bases are empty. 1 man out. And Granderson swings and misses that time as he's down on strikes for route number 2.
Wow, and he hasn't missed a beat since his last start. Remember, he had 9 strikeouts in that one, and he's well on his way to a similar performance right here.
As Drupal Cabrera steps in, hoping to get things going at the plate. You can see it's been a bit of a struggle for him in recent games. Fastball too high to start him out here. 1-0. Fastball misses away here. It's 2-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. And indeed it will. He throws him out at first, and the side is retired. Mets go down quickly. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Jonathan Lucroy is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
Catcher, Jonathan Lucroy.
Wheeler's ready. Here's the first pitch. In there at the knees as he offers a strike to the leadoff man. 0-1. And he takes this one high. 1-1. Hit hard back up the middle. And a base hit now, as that's how the third inning gets underway.
A good job here. He stays inside the ball well, doesn't roll over, and just shoots this ball right back up the middle.
Here's Ryan Braun now as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball. 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. A runner at first with no outs here. Tried to shoot the corner and he missed it. 2-2. All even at 2-2. Here it is. Chop foul over towards the dugout. That misses, and it's going to set up a big pitch now. 3-2.
Not only do you not want to lose this guy, you got more trouble right there in the on-deck circle.
And he will take ball 4. First and second now with nobody out.
Yep, a single and then a walk to start the inning. But this is exactly how big innings get started. So they're set up now to maybe put up a crooked number here.
So striding in, Chris Carter, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. And he'll try and crowd him there with a fastball to start the at-bat. It's 1-0.
Oof. I'll tell you, you do not want to buzz this guy's tower.
And he won't bite at that point either. It's 2-0.
With 2 on already, sooner or later, you got to come in with something.
And the more pitches he throws, the more likely it is that this guy's going to be sitting on it.
Pretty good cut there, but it's to 2-1 now.
And this is a guy who will not get cheated up there, and he almost came out of his shoes on that one.
High and deep to straightaway right. Granderson going back at the track. Gone. A fence scraper, but still good for 3 runs. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. Home run number 15 for him thus far. And with it, they've leapt in front now, 3-1.
You start relying on one pitch out there, and you become a one-pitch pitcher, there's no doubt in the hitter's mind what's coming. He's sitting on this one all the way, and he launches it right over the wall.
Now batting.
Stepping in now, Kirk Neuenhuis.
Kirk Neuenhuis.
As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball one. Inside corner, a ball and a strike. Missed with the curveball there, and he falls behind at 2-1.
And you kind of get the sense that his head isn't in it right now. You got to put all your concentration into that hitter. You can leave worrying about the pass for your film session tomorrow.
To 2-2 now.
He might have thought he'd be getting another dose of that curveball because he was way behind that one.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
Well, he definitely needed that one after the 3-run home run. Don't get me wrong. He hasn't forgotten about it, but that's a good job of putting it behind you and getting back to the task at hand.
So here's Aaron Hill. And he lays off there, 1-0. His frustration may be starting to boil over a little bit.
Yeah, he needed a little help there from the home plate umpire, but he's not getting any.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And Hill able to lay off again. It's 2-0 now.
2 balls, no strike.
. And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, you know, 2-0, even if you get your fastball, it doesn't mean you should be automatically swinging. He's probably fortunate he didn't make contact with that because that was in a perfect spot.
That's going to even up the count at 2-2. 3 runs already home here. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Boy, nothing's really come easy for him so far on the mound. He's had to work for everything, and now he's got to deal with another full count.
Strike 3, and that'll put an end to a big inning. But 3 in the inning for the Brewers on the strength of this 3-run home run. We played 2.5. It's now 3-1 Milwaukee. Alejandro De Aza will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 16, Alejandro De Aza.
And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Tries to drag his way on here, but now he's behind 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
And we're going to check out that sequence right here on Show Track. The first 3 pitches all going to be down in the strike zone. So you've got the guy thinking he's going to see something else down around the knees. But that's when they change things up and change the eye level of the hitter, and they get that last pitch by him right at the letters.
Here's the third baseman, David Wright. And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes, he did. It's ruled a strike. And a good 0-2 pitch there, but Wright able to lay off to make it a ball and 2 strikes.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Sent on the ground out to second. Fielded by Jeanette. Throw to first is in time to take care of Wright, and that's the second out.
Now batting, second baseman, Neil Walker.
Striding into the box, Neil Walker, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
You know, he's just flat out a better hitter from the left side. He's a switch hitter, but it's no secret this is his favorite side to hit from.
High and away on the first pitch fastball there. It's ball 1. Two and 0 now.
After the strikeout his first time around, I think he was able to use that first at-bat as a learning experience. Those have both been real good takes.
Third inning here. 3-1 our score. Rips this one to first. And a little self-preservation down at first as he pulls that one in to end the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. They still trail it here 3-1. Henry Mejia is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Domingo Santana is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
On the ground to the left side. Backhanded. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th.
We showed you his numbers a minute ago. It's still early in the season to be worrying too much, but he's definitely off to a slow start. So he's going to need to string together a few good outings to lower that ERA a little bit.
Yadier Rivera is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip.
Well, and everyone knows he's slumping right now, so we'll see if that got him going.
Mejia's ready. Here comes the pitch. And, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1. Three to 1 is our score here in inning number 4. And he misses with it. 1-1.
Ooh, he might have felt the squeeze on that one. That might just change the whole complexion of the at-bat.
Hit hard to short. And the throw here is going to get him at first. Excellent range there at short, and there are 2 away now.
And that ball is rifled at him that time, and it just about took him into left field. But somehow he gets his glove down there and makes a nice play.
Into the box, Matt Garza. As he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. And he misses again. 2-0.
Well, you know, sometimes it's that natural tendency to let up just a little bit when you're facing the opposing pitcher. You know he's not going to do much damage, but you got to get refocused here because you do not want to go 3-0 to him.
2-1 after the foul ball there. Ready to deal. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed, and it's even at 2-2.
This fastball is looking pretty lively right now.
throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee, but they hang on to a 3-1 lead. Leading off the inning, Yoenis Cespedes, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
Into the windup and the pitch. Back to work now is Garza as he jumps ahead of the leadoff man here, 0-1.
And you know what, guys? I have been really impressed so far. Not only has he used his fastball well, but he's also spotted it well. I mean, that is perfect location right on the knees.
And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Ooh, he saws him off with that one. Jeanette barehanded. Got him.
Woo, no problem. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trade places with that guy for anything. I mean, this would sting on a 95-degree afternoon in Arlington. But on a cold night like this, he's going to be feeling that for a couple of hours. That's called a good old-fashioned jam sandwich.
Here's Lucas Duda now. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, and even though that's a tough one to get on top of, I think he'd say he got away with one right there. That's in too good a location when the matchup's not in your favor.
Outside at 94, 1 ball and 1 strike. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Oh, he wanted that one, but it misses for ball 3.
Well, I think it's time to attack now because these guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
Hit hard, but right into the shift. Scooped up on to first, and it's a good start to the inning for Garza, 2 away.
Boy, and he's come out with a plan against these hitters, and he's executed that plan to perfection here early on. That's 7 in a row now he's set down.
Into the box, Michael Conforto. He reached on a single in his first try. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Pulled toward right center field. Neuenhuis on the move. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
The batter.
And after going hitless in last night's ball game, he's turned things around here. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game, and he's in at second base with a well-hit double.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Chopped foul right at home plate. Swinging a hard liner to short, and nothing will come of the 2-out double as the inning is over. Danger averted following the 2-out double. More in a moment on the show, the Friday Night Showcase. Scooter Gennett heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
First pitch of the inning is taken downstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. This man out for his second inning of work. Did a nice job getting him 1, 2, 3 last time around.
Yeah, but that was against the 7, 8, 9 guys. Things may be a little more difficult here now that he has to face the top 3 in the lineup.
Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time. And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. 2-1.
One strike.
Taken high and deep to right. Granderson racing back to the track. And this one is gone. A home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. 6th home run on the season for him. And the Brewers have moved to a 4-1 lead.
And let's take a look at where this pitch ends up. You can see there, you know, even though this pitch isn't technically in the strike zone, it's still pretty much in his wheelhouse, and he just yanks this thing right out of here.
Jonathan Lucroy will stand in now following the home run, and you wonder if that losing streak is about to go by the wayside.
Well, they're not home yet, but certainly this has been a much better performance than we've seen out of them for a while now. So all signs seem to be pointing to a potential victory.
Mejia's got his target. Here comes the first pitch. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. Four runs, 4 hits, and no errors on the Milwaukee line score so far. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
I think he's letting this situation get the better of him out there. But you have to have a short memory if you're a relief pitcher. You can't dwell on what just happened.
Outside, 3-0 now. On deck, the always dangerous Ryan Braun. That's on the outer edge, 3-1.
Well, that one's at 94, so the velocity's good right now.
And, oh, that should have been ball 4 there, but it's a called strike, and that runs things full at 3-2.
That's a borderline strike right there, and I think that he had one step out of the batter's box headed towards first already.
He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. Now a ball lifted high in the air towards shallow right center field. Granderson is camped under this one. One gone.
Well, that's just a nice job out there on the mound, coming all the way back, down 3-0 on the count. He gets to 3-2, and then he gets his man to loft an easy fly ball.
Ryan Braun digs in with 1 run in and 1 gone in the inning. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
And these guys already have 1 home run here in the inning, and now you get to the real power guys here. So you need to be careful.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. Chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And this is swung on and missed on a good pitch, and Braun is gone for out number 2.
Well, he's made 5 or 6 quality pitches in this inning, but he just made the one bad one. And you can bet that's the one he's going to remember when he gets back to the dugout. Good job here, though, because he bounced back to retire the next 2 guys that he faced.
Here's Chris Carter now. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. Two out, nobody on. In there, and it's even at 1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1 and 2. Ready on 1 and 2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. But the Brewers tack on, courtesy of this solo home run. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's now 4-1 Milwaukee. Curtis Granderson will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the 5th. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
Well, anytime you throw a first pitch strike to less than 50% of the hitters you're facing, you're looking for trouble. But not so in this game. We're in the middle innings here, and he's still pitching well.
And, he can't get out of the way of that one, so the leadoff man will be on to open the frame.
Sometimes when your offense hasn't really been able to put a whole lot together, this can be all it takes to get you started. Now you've got the leadoff man on base. You force the starter into the stretch right away.
He'll swing it from the left side right here.
He has really struggled against right-handed pitching so far this year. His average against righties is pretty ugly so far.
Here comes the first pitch. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Now a throw over to first. A dive, but he's back.
Got a pretty good lead right there.
Runner at first is Granderson here with nobody out. And he commits to the pitch inside, and he definitely went around. That's strike 1. Throw over to first, and he'll get back in safely.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
One and one, here it is. Hot shot to third. Oh, and he can't come up with it. And a good effort as he's able to gather it in and make the play for the first out.
Well, this isn't going to go into the scorebook as an error, but it probably does cost him the double play. He was lucky to get a handle on that thing just in time to get the out at first.
Wilmer Flores will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 4, Wilmer Flores.
Right side, hit hard. And a backhanded reach at first, but he can't flag it down. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only one away.
They're applying a little pressure here for one of the first times tonight. It puts runners at the corners now with one away, so this becomes an opportunity they need to take advantage of.
David Wright will come forward now at a great RBI chance here with runners at the corners.
And these opportunities have been few and far between so far. They've got to make something happen soon, or this game might just get away from them.
I tried to hold back on that pitch outside, but went around for strike one. You got to say, for a strikeout pitcher, not too many strikeouts here so far.
And he's in a big need of one right here. It would definitely come in handy.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he's able to look this one in over near the on-deck circle, and that's out number 2.
Well, here's that swing again. This is in show motion. And you'll see that that's a few inches above the thumbs. You'll be feeling that one all night long.
Here's Neil Walker. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. High pop up. Hill is there for it. And that ends the inning. 2 left for the Mets. They trail it 4-1. Eric Goodell will get the call here as he'll start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 62, Eric Goodell.
Kirk Neuenhuis will stride in as he'll be tasked with starting out things in the Brewers' half of the 6th.
Neuenhuis.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. 0-1, here's the pitch. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
Yeah, it's so hard to stay back against a guy like this. Unless you guess right, that thing's just so slow that it's almost impossible to keep from getting out on your front foot.
And he gripped that one a bit too tightly as it broke down and just about got him.
And even on 0-2, you don't want guys to get into a comfort level up there.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Well, it's really not too hard to figure out what the game plan is on a guy like this. You cannot give him anything up around the belt that he can drive. So you're going to see that all 4 pitches are either mid-thigh or below, and that's right about where you're going to want to be pitching against a guy like this.
So here's Aaron Hill as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. 0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
Well, you know, when you're behind in a count like this, it's all about changing your approach at the plate. You got to shorten up a little bit and just look to put the ball in play.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Chopped in front of home plate. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Now batting.
Well, with 2 strikes, you've got to protect up there. Even on a curveball, that's a borderline strike. But he could only manage to get this one off the end of his bat, and it winds up being a simple little ground out.
In now, Domingo Santana, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. There's a fastball pretty close that time, but ruled a ball. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. 1-1 pitch, a curveball that's right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good curveball right there, and that just really froze him.
6th inning. 4-1 is our score. Squared that one up just a little late. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. And another foul ball. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Gone in order are the Brewers as they hold on to a 4-1 lead. Yoenis Cespedes will dig in for a 3rd time now. He's popped out and grounded out so far.
Yoenis Cespedes.
Garza steps into his windup. First pitch on its way. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. For that man right there, just the 1 run allowed. The question is, can he make that lead stand up?
Well, he hasn't shown too many signs of cracking so far. He's got the look of someone right now who's ready to go the distance.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Santana moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1.
And you know, he's kind of going through a stretch right now where the ball just isn't jumping off his bat. He's got a good pitch to hit right here. Looked like he put a good swing on it, but it just didn't go anywhere.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Lucas Duda. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Action now in the Milwaukee bullpen as they'll have a right-hander loosen up. Outside with the fastball, that's 1-0.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. Getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
1 run, 4 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. And a slider stays outside, and he falls behind 2-0. Too tight with that one. 3-0. Garza coming up on the 75 pitch mark to this point. And that's over. 3-1. Hit out of play, and it's a full count now. Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
The left fielder, number 30,
Michael Conforto will dig in. He doubled his last time.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Oh, that one got the pitcher. Thankfully, he's able to recover, and he gets the second out at first. And with that play over now, time to check and see if our man is all right. You can really see him favoring that leg, and that is his plant leg, which is always a concern. But from the way he's acting out there, I think it looks like he's going to be okay to try and continue. Travis d'Arnaud digs in now after lining out in his last try.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
He's set, and the pitch. And Garza will use the slider to his advantage at strike 1. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. 2 out here and a runner at second. Strike three called, and the inning is over. Mets strand one, and this is still a 4-1 ball game. Welcome back to Citi Field in Flushing. We're on to the 7th now with the Brewers out on top. If you're joining us late, good time to get caught up as there's our game summary to this point. Yadier Rivera will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Yeah, putting the ball in play, sometimes that's half the battle.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Swinging, a ball popped high in the air and heading for foul territory behind first. Therefore, it is Duda, and he's got it 1 away.
Pitcher.
Well, nothing better than a first pitch pop-up to start the inning. You'll take that every time.
Matt Garza stands in. Was locked up on strike 3 in his last trip.
Yeah, and hopefully he got that out of his system. They really need him to come through right here.
First pitch of the at-bat. Into the seats, 0-1. Ready with the 0-1. And now a curveball that bounces up to the plate. It's 1-1. Hit to short. Cabrera's up with it. On to first, and it's a quick start to the 7th as now there are 2 away.
Since coming in the 6th, I mean, he's knocked down 5 in a row. It's given him a real lift out there.
Scooter Gennett will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here. A solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ball game to this point. Lays off 1-0.
Sometimes all it takes is just one call to go against you, like that one right there, and then you get yourself out of your own rhythm. You got to be able to put that behind you and move on.
Here it comes, 1-0. This one's a strike. It's 1-1. Really a good job so far by this guy out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he's come in and really put his stamp on this game. He's thrown a lot of strikes. That's what you want.
We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score to this point. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. He's fallen behind now. 3-1. Ready on 3-1. Here it comes. Skied into straightaway right. Granderson is under it. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee. But they lead it 4-1. Curtis Granderson steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least one back here in this inning.
A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1.
Oh, another good pitch there. I'm not sure he's thrown a bad slider tonight. Every one of them has had a ton of movement.
And there's ball 1. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
Garza sets his sights. 1-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. And this inning starts with a solid base hit.
One of the first times tonight that they've had their leadoff man on base. And now they've got to find a way to build on it if they want to get back in this thing.
As Drupal Cabrera will stride forward now. He's bounced out a couple of times already here in the ball game.
Just a little off on his earlier swings, guys. You've got to keep that top hand palm up.
1-0. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Nobody out, runner on first. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Now a swing, and he pops it foul behind the plate. And a rather easy first out. Juan Lagares will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 12, Juan Lagares.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. Runners on first with one down. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Calling for it, Santana. 2 gone.
He continues to pitch well out there. Here's his pitch breakdown so far.
David Wright will bat now. He popped out in foul ground last time. Yeah, his swing definitely broke down a little bit last time. He got way underneath the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that adjustment and stay on top of the ball here.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. Danger here, as this is a guy who can make this a 1-run game.
And if he does, make him do it out to right field. I wouldn't give him anything he can pull.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Moving under it, Braun. And that retires the side. Mets leave one. They trail it 4-1. Addison Reed will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Addison Reed.
Leading off the inning, Jonathan Lucroy, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. Looks like a left-hander has begun to get loose out in that Mets bullpen. On to the 8th now, as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball 1.
And think about it, in game 1 of this series, they've already had to go deep into their bullpen. This could affect them for the rest of the weekend.
Reed's ready. 1-0 on its way. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Conforto has a play. Makes the play. 1 away.
The left fielder, number 8, Ryan Braun.
Ryan Braun ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. 92 splits the plate, and it's strike 1.
Oh, and you wonder if maybe he decided beforehand just to take a pitch up there first. Too bad for him, because that thing was right down Broadway.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. Ryan Braun with the solo home run as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
Oh, that's a huge home run right here in the 8th, because that moves the lead to 4 runs now. Of course, a lot can happen between now and the bottom of the 9th, but for the time being, you wonder if they even need to turn to their closer in what would be a non-save situation.
Chris Carter will step toward the box here, and as he does, we flash you back to inning number 3 as you check out his 3-run home run, a big blow early on. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
1-0.
First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. That home run a moment ago measured out at 427 feet. One-zero count. Here it is. That's wide. 2-0.
These have both been easy takes so far. Neither one of these pitches really approaching the strike zone.
Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Left a change out there for him, but he missed it. 2-1.
And that had all the looks of a guy who was going to take a giant hack. 2-0, no matter where that pitch was. EK, I know you never did that.
No, not me. Maybe once or twice.
Here's a big swing and a miss on the fastball. 2-2.
Yeah, that's a very hittable location right there. Not where you want to be when you're facing a guy like this.
And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. One out, nobody on. Now he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. Camping under it is Duda, and there are 2 away now.
Center fielder.
Might have had thoughts about going back-to-back here. This is right where he likes it, and he took a big swing at it. Wound up getting just a bit underneath it and popping it straight up.
Into the box now, Kirk Neuenhuis, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1.
Yeah, and that's the swing of a guy hoping for a first pitch curveball right there. If he gets it, he hammers it. If not, he's about 3 feet too late.
Nope.
1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Scorch to third. Wright has it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Brewers do pick up a run on the Ryan Braun homer. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Brewers 5 and the Mets 1. Neil Walker will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. Well, that man right there is into his 8th inning of work now. Any concerns going forward?
Well, I think the only thing you have to worry about is that pitch count you see right there. Other than that, he's earned the right to stay out there. Usually the other team will tell you when you're starting to get tired.
And the underhanded throw gets him for the out.
Yeah, 2 pitches, 1 out. And that's how you want to start an inning when you're already over 90 pitches for the ball game.
Yoenis Cespedes will stand in for the 4th time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now a fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0.
And even though on the mound he's had his way with him, this is a dangerous customer. So don't get to thinking you're bulletproof out there.
And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0.
Well, I'm no pitching coach, but I can see that shoulder starting to fly open a little. That ball's really taken off on him.
3-0 now.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
Cespedes takes ball 4 there, and he'll head down to first.
And once they fell behind in the count, I think this is a case where they just say, look, you're going to have to fish for something because we are not going to just lay one right in there for you. Probably not a bad decision against a power guy like this.
Digging in, Lucas Duda. He drew a walk his first time up. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Next pitch here will be number 100 through 7 1/3. It seems like we've seen a lot of guys late on the fastball tonight.
And he's not throwing all that hard either. But when he throws it off the other pitches, that's where it makes it a little more difficult.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. This is line to left. Braun is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
And that's one of those plays where you might need to reinforce the laces on your glove after this inning ends. This is a fastball, and it is hammered. I mean smoked. But he ends up with nothing, and his average is going to go down.
Standing in now, Michael Conforto, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. (5-1) our score as we play the 8th. Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now. Too tight with that one. 3-0. And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1.
Right back inside with a fastball. This time he got the call.
That's in there, and it'll run the count to full, 3-2.
Yeah, he's still got that good movement on the two-seamer. He's been throwing it well all night long.
2 out with the man at first. And that misses, ball 4. So it's first and second now with 2 out.
And there you get a look at his pitch count. And you can see he's over the 100 pitch mark right now. So some of those mistakes are going to start to get magnified late in this ball game. You can bet they're keeping close tabs on him in that dugout.
Settling in now, Travis d'Arnaud. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Well, you know, it never feels good to go down on strikes, especially looking. You wouldn't be surprised to see him be a little more aggressive in this at-bat.
Fastball. Whoa, look out. That just about got him in the coconut. I know we have a tendency in the media to get hung up on pitch counts, but this is a legitimate workload he sweated through so far.
Yeah, anytime you get up around that 110 mark, you put in a full shift, and he's fast approaching it here.
Back up the middle, and that'll get through. It's into center, a base hit. Long throw to the plate, and not in time as the run scores.
Well, apparently they still got a pulse here. A run is in to score on the base hit, and now with another hit or two, they could really make this interesting.
Here comes the Milwaukee skipper up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And the call is out. That's going to be it for Matt Garza. So he'll head for the showers as he stands to win this one if the bullpen can find a way to protect his 3-run lead. Corey Knebel will trot in from the bullpen as he inherits a tough spot with 2 on and 2 out.
Corey Knebel.
Curtis Granderson steps in for a big at-bat in this one. 2 on, 2 away here in the 8th. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. First pitch on its way. And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
And this is a critical point right here. Things are in danger of getting away from you, so you got to suck it up.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, that first fastball took off on him a little bit. This is a much better spot.
And he lays off the pitch down and away. Ball 2. All even now, 2-2. And he got him, minimizing the damage at just a run. The inning is over. Mets forced to settle for 1 here in the inning. 9th inning coming up. It's the Brewers 5 and the Mets 2. A beautiful look there outside the home of the Mets here in Flushing as we welcome you back for the 9th. And now here comes Mets skipper Terry Collins out to home plate, and it looks like we'll see a double switch here. Jerry Blevins will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th.
39, Jerry Blevins. Now catching and batting in the 9th spot. Number 19.
Kicking off the top of the 9th, Aaron Hill, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
And so far in this ballgame, he hasn't even been on base yet, so we'll see if he can make an adjustment here.
Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Called strike at the knees, 1-1. Very weakly on the ground, but that one rolls foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Left side, gloved by right. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway.
Up next for Milwaukee, right fielder Domingo Santana.
Now to the plate, Domingo Santana. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, they got him on a breaking ball, so now we'll see if they try to put him away with soft stuff again if they get that chance.
There's the cut fastball, but it's low, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. Good cut fastball in there, 1-1. Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Now a sinker's low off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Chops it foul at home plate as the count moves to 2-2 now. Hard hit ball to second. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop Yadiel Rivera.
Yadiel Rivera gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. First offering on its way. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. Comes set with the 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. On its way, the 0-2 pitch.
Ball 1.
That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on. And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. Gone in order are the Brewers. They're still out in front, 5-2. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Will Smith is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Now pitching and batting in the 8th spot, number 13, Will Smith. Now playing shortstop and batting in the 9th spot.
Striding in to start the ninth as Dribble Cabrera, and they'll need him to get something going here. Fastball runs a bit inside here. It's 1-0. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Here's a guy that understands. It's all about getting on base at this point. So good idea there just to wait for strike 1.
Breaking ball snaps in there for a called strike 2.
Now you can't look for a specific pitch. You just got to protect the plate.
Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
Well, this is what you want out of your closer. Comes in firing darts, and it's a very quick out, number 1.
Johnny Monell will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, and you just can't worry about the score right here. You just got to be able to string together a couple of base runners and take it 1 pitch at a time, 1 runner at a time.
Lefty versus lefty, and the first pitch misses for ball 1.
until he gets a strike. Not a bad plan when you're down by 3 in the ninth.
Hitters count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hit well on the ground to first. And he'll take this on to first, and they're down to their final out, 2 away.
Yeah, and now just 1 out away from wrapping up this one, and that would certainly be a good way to start the series if they could take game 1 on the road.
David Wright makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the 9th inning.
That's not looking too good for him anymore, but you know what? There's no clock in this sport, and that's for good reason. You've got to fight for all 27 outs.
0-1.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. In line for the victory is Matt Garza if the lead holds. And he falls behind 0-2. Now a swing and a miss on a pitch that tied him up in knots, and the ball game is over.
Yeah, and that's a good job to come right out here and set the tempo for this series as they finish off a good road victory here in game 1.
And the Brewers were paced offensively tonight by this man, Chris Carter. Talk about a worthy recipient. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, I think in the end this really could have been anybody's award, but what the heck? Let's go ahead and give it to this guy. He's as deserving as anybody.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Brewers win it 5-2. Good night from Flushing.
The final line score for our ball game tonight for the victorious Brewers. 5 runs on 5 hits. No errors. They left 4 men on base. For the Mets, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 9 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Matt Garza. His record is now 3-1. The loss goes to Zach Wheeler. He falls to 0-1. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 4 minutes. Thanks for joining us this evening, and please drive home safely.